Welcome back to yoga, everyone. You all know me. I'm Ashley. And today I've been reading a lot of this Light on Life book again, and I'm finding new gems. And this one is in the chapter. I just open up to random spots, by the way. I don't ever hardly read any of these types of books, in order. So I opened up to the chapter on stability, the physical body, and there's a subchapter called Divine Yoga, Do the Asana with Your Soul. I've been talking a lot about the soul lately, so here we go again. He says, in asana and pranayama practice, we should have the impression we are working on the outer to get closer to the inner reality of our existence. This is true. We work from the periphery to the core. The material body has a practical reality that is accessible. It is here and now, and we can do something with it. However, we must not forget that the innermost part of our being is also trying to help us. It wants to come out to the surface and express itself. In the example of triangle pose, Trikonasana, we notice that because of the relationship of the posture with our anatomy, we all fall into the same traps. Our body seems to be trying to collapse forward to the floor, and our body does not want to open itself in the way we see it in a perfectly expressed asana. Now, perfect doesn't mean picture perfect. Okay, so we apply ourselves and we learn adjustments that will cause the whole body to open and props. We extend to redress our arm, lengthen the chest, and open the pelvis. But we also, in the process of applied learning, open our mind and intelligence. An opening is like a doorway, and there is no such thing as a doorway that you can only go through one way. Yes, we are trying to penetrate inward, but what is trying to come out to meet us? It is the light of the innermost sheath of bliss or ananda, which wants to shine out. Normally, we are like a shuttered lantern, our light within invisible. As we create opening, this draws back the shutter and the light of the lamp shines out. Let's practice. Feel free to close your eyes or gaze at a point out in front of you. Check in with yourself. Notice how you're feeling. As a way of stepping into our practice, we'll sing Om one time. Feel free to join along or listen. Take a breath in. Exhale completely. Inhale again. Release your hands, open your eyes. Let's begin in downward dog. Make sure your hands are shoulder distance. Index fingers point straight ahead. Grip the floor with your fingertips. Rotate your inner thighs back and wide. Maybe take your heels toward the floor. Maybe turn your head side to side a few times just to release a little tension in your neck. Suck your armpits back. Feel free to do the down dog jog, bending one knee, straightening the other. Get a little movement, pumping action in your legs. Come to the outer edge of your right foot, inner edge of your left foot for sideways dog. Keep your spine long, hips high as you push your arms and legs longer. Switch to the outer edge of your left foot, inner edge of your right foot. Come back to center. Bring your feet together. Look forward, bend your knees, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardahanamanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, stand up, reach your arms all the way over your head. Exhale, palms in front of your heart. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, bottom of a push-up. Inhale, upward dog, straight arms. Exhale, downward dog. Step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Step or jump forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, one more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Step or jump forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Tadasana, mountain pose. Be in your mountain pose, extending up through the top of your head. I just turned so that you can see me. Breathe here a few breaths. On your next inhale, reach your arms up. Interlace fingers, extend pointer finger, cross your thumbs. Lean your hips to your left, torso to your right for crescent. Push through your inner feet. Lengthen the sides of your body longer. Grow your right arm, your bottom arm, straighter. Stay working here or lean your weight into your left foot. Take your right tippy toes to the right, and then maybe hover your right foot off the floor for one-legged crescent. Lower your foot, stand up straight, switch the clasp of your fingers, lean your hips to your right, torso to your left. Stay long in your spine, side body long, hips not leaning too far forward. And from here you can stay or take your left leg to the left. Hover your left foot off the floor. Lower your foot, reach up, lower your arms by your side. Tree pose, take your right foot anywhere along the inner edge of your left leg. Push your foot and leg into each other, widen your right knee to the right, and take your hands in front of your heart. Tilt your right knee toward the floor so your pelvis comes neutral. Stay here or reach your arms over your head. Push up through your arms, push down through your leg. Move your ribs back, tailbone forward, and grow your torso, your spine longer. Lower your hands, lower your foot, second side, left foot to inner right leg. Push foot and leg into each other, gaze at a steady point. Widen your left knee to the left, palms in front of your heart, tilt your left knee toward the floor, then maybe reach your arms up. Lower your hands, lower your foot. Stand facing the long edge of your mat, come to the middle of your mat. Bring fingertips in front of your chest, bend your knees, step or jump, feet wide, arms wide. Wide stance. Take your heels about, or ankles about level with your wrists, and then turn your toes in slightly, hands to hips, shoulders back, hips back, torso forward and fold. For Sardapatta Tanasana, first start with straight arms. Lengthen your spine, push hands down and back, feet down and forward. Then walk your hands back, keep your arms straight, push hands down and forward, feet down and back. Then bend your elbows, reach heart first, head last, in between your legs. As you tilt your sitting bones more toward the ceiling, broaden your sitting bones apart, pull your shoulders away from the floor and onto your back. Next inhale, lengthen your spine. Take hands to hips, shoulders back, stand up. Interlace your fingers behind your back, squeeze shoulder blades toward each other, work your arms towards straight. Push your hips forward, lift up through your sternum and start to do an upper back bend here. Push length through your legs. Then reach your heart forward first, head last, fold between your legs again. Hands bound for Sardapatta Tanasana. Slowly stand back up. Heel toe your feet in about a step each, and then take your arms out to the side. Point thumbs down, bend your elbows, and place your palms together behind your back. You can also stack your hands or grab your arms. Turn your left toes in sharply. Turn your right toes out. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward. Then push down through your back leg as you push your hips forward and lift your chest up. Then curl back over your arms. Keep your shoulders back, hands pushing into your back. Throw your heart forward and fold heart first, head last, face toward your leg. Round your spine, but keep moving your shoulders away from the floor. Pull right hip back, left hip forward again, keeping your hips square. Lengthen halfway. Bend your right knee a little to turn your right toes in. Turn your right toes in sharply, turn your left toes out and line up your heels. Push down through your back leg, lift up, hips forward, chest up, shoulders back, curl back. Throw your heart forward, heart first, head last, and fold. Lengthen halfway, bend your left knee a little, turn your left toes in sharply. And then slowly push through your feet, stand up. Take your arms out wide to the side, point your palms up, reach your arms up, interlace fingers, extend pointer finger, cross your thumbs, re-widen your stance. Warrior one, turn your left toes in, right toes out. Bend your right knee directly above your right ankle as you push through your back leg, especially through the outer edge of your back leg and foot. Press hips forward, ribs back, and extend upward through your torso. Rise taller, resisting gravity, resisting just collapsing in the torso. Feel free to look up between your hands. Straighten your right leg. If you need to let your arms rest, feel free to swing them for a second. Otherwise, keep them up. Turn your right toes in. Right toes in sharply. Turn your left toes out. Square your hips. Bend your left knee. Thigh toward parallel to the floor. Hips square forward. Ribs back. Tailbone forward. Reach up. Get length. Then maybe look up. Keep the back of your neck long. Straighten your left leg. Turn your left toes in. Bring your arms wide to the side. It's a lot of arm work, so if you need to swing your arms, feel free. Turn your right toes out. Lean hips to your left, torso to your right. Stay long on the sides of your body. Take right hand to shin, ankle, floor, or block. This is the pose Iyengar was talking about. We tend to want to fall forward. So if you are leaning inside your leg, it's better to take your hand up higher on a prop or on your shin. That way you can open up toward the ceiling. Yeah. Get your torso more in line with your right leg, your head in line with your foot. Reach arms and legs longer. Extended side angle, bend your right knee above your right ankle. Feel free to take your right forearm to your thigh for that variation, or right hand outside your right foot. Reach your left arm beyond your ear. Push through your back leg, reach through your left arm. And again, twist toward the ceiling. Back bend a little in your upper back. Push your tailbone forward, pull your ribs back. Low belly pulls in. Maybe look at your left hand. Ardahanamanasana, half moon, left hand to left hip. Look forward. Try to just float into it, but take one or many steps forward to lift your left leg off the floor. Stack your hips, stack your shoulders, stack your wrists. Maybe lift your gaze or keep your gaze down. Step way back. Stand up. Great. Legs wide, arms wide. Turn right toes in, turn left toes out. Tone thighs, lift kneecaps. Hips off to the side, lean hips to the right, torso to the left, reach. Left hand to shin, ankle, floor, block. Stack your torso above your leg. Shoulders stacked, wrists stacked. Maybe turn your gaze upward. Ears and shoulders away from each other. Extended side angle, look down, bend your left knee. Feel free to take left forearm onto your thigh, or extend your right leg back, right arm beyond your ear and twist. Lift your chin, maybe gaze toward your right palm. Widen your left knee to the left. Look down, Ardahanamanasana, right hand to hip. Maybe float into it or take steps. Left hand forward, right leg up, right arm up. Maybe turn your gaze upward. Step way back. Stand up, turn your left toes in. Take your feet wide if they're not still wide. Turn your left toes in, turn your right toes out. Virabhadrasana 2. Stay hips facing the long edge of your mat, torso facing long edge of your mat, torso directly in between your hips. Gaze beyond your right fingertips. Tilt your right sitting bone toward your right heel. Keep your chin slightly lifted. Point your right palm up, reverse warrior, left hand to left thigh, reach right arm up and over, more side stretch, then back bend. Keep your torso as it is, straighten your right leg, like radiant triangle. Stand back up, arms to the side, turn your right toes in, left toes out. Bend your left knee, Virabhadrasana 2. Sit deep, widen your left knee to the left, push through your right leg. Reach arms longer. Reverse. Right hand to right leg, left arm beyond your ear. Stay sitting deep. Radiant triangle, straighten your left leg. Stand up. Turn your toes in. Fingertips in front of your chest, bend your knees, step or jump, feet together, arms by your side. Come back down in a downward dog. Step your right foot forward, outside your right hand. Take your left knee to the floor and just fold forward. Feel free to fold on blocks or keep your hands on the floor or take your whole forearms to the floor. And just let your head either be in a neutral position or you can let your head drop so gravity stretches the back of your neck. Squeeze your right knee in slightly. Squeeze your back knee in slightly. Take your hands to the floor. Heel toe your right foot to the front midline of your mat. Surround your foot with your hands. Walk your hands back. Slide your left knee a few inches back. Extend your right toes up toward the ceiling. Pull your right heel down and back, left knee down and forward. And fold forward, Ardahanamanasana. Half leaping monkey. Forehead toward your knee. Next inhale, lengthen your spine. Bend your right knee. Slide your back leg forward so you slide the flesh of your knee skin down toward your toes. And then take your hips pretty close to your right heel. Press tailbone forward, ribs back. Push through your legs, lift your torso up, reach up. Anjaneyasana, or Hanuman's mother pose. Square your hips forward. Maybe slid a little deeper, but take it out of your lower back by pushing your hips forward. Lift up through your sternum, maybe join your palms. Pull your shoulders back, throat back, head back, maybe look up. Lower your hands to the floor. Either Ardahanamanasana again or full Hanumanasana. We haven't done it in a while. Slide your right leg forward, left leg back. Keep squaring your hips. So even though you're growing your legs longer, keep plugging your right leg bone into your hip socket and then your left leg into your left hip socket. You might need to support yourself on your hands and do work your inner right thigh pushing down, inner left thigh pushing up. You could stay here, or if you're all the way down and you want to try it, you could try lifting your arms up for one of the classical variations. Lower your hands, push down, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Step your left foot outside your left hand. Lower your right knee to the floor. Again, feel free to lower down as low as you want to go. Maybe down to your forearms, use blocks, or stay on your hands. Squeeze your left knee in toward your left side. Pull left heel back, right knee forward, and breathe here. Ardahanamanasana. Use your hands to lift up. Slide your left foot to the front midline of your mat. Slide your right knee back a few inches to straighten your left leg. Lift your left toes. And then fold forward at your own pace. Slowly, mindfully. Maybe drop your head toward your knee and breathe here. Asana. Bend your left knee, plant your left foot flat, slide your back knee forward so your knee flesh moves down. Press tailbone forward, lift your torso, lift your arms, reach up. Keep pressing, tailbone forward, ribs back, extend your arms longer, maybe sit a little deeper, maybe join your palms, maybe curl back, more back bend. Hanumanasana, lower your hands, slide left leg forward, right leg back. Go at your own pace. Maybe come all the way down or support yourself with your hands or hands on blocks or anything you need. And then if you feel called to or inclined to, feel free to do arms lifted variation. Who knows? Downward dog. Slide your right knee behind your right wrist. Point your left toes straight back and slide your left knee back. And then keep your torso upright, your tailbone pressing forward. Take your right hand in front of your right shin or on your right thigh. Bend your left knee. Reach back for a quad stretch. Pull your heel towards your outer left hip as you square your hips more forward, torso more forward. Maybe turn your fingers over your toes and hold here. Lift up through your sternum, pull your shoulders back, and lift your chin. Feel free to stay here for the remainder of the time or slide your left elbow down to your top of your left foot for Mermaid. Point your left fingers up, push your foot into your arm so that your right hand gets light. Reach your right arm up. Either just bend your right elbow and place your hand behind your head and curl your head back, or grab your fingers. Turn your torso more forward, lift up through your chest, move your shoulders back and breathe. Downward dog. Left knee forward. Slide your back knee back, point your back toes straight back. Squeeze your legs in, stay upright. Place left hand either in front of your shin or on your left thigh. Bend your right knee, reach back, grab your foot. Pull your heel towards your hip. Square hips and torso forward, turn your fingers more forward. Tailbone forward, lift up through your sternum, your torso, and lift your chin. Stay here or slide your right elbow to the top of your right foot. Push your foot into your arm as you point your fingers up. Take your left arm up. Maybe bend your left elbow, hand behind head, or interlace your fingers. Keep turning forward. Downward dog. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Bend your knees. Lift and lower your knees one at a time. Then reach back, grab your feet. Pull your knees in a little bit closer. Let your feet go a little wider. Then push your feet into your hands. Pull hands back into feet. Push hips down, and then lift up your torso. Bow pose. Stay working here, or kick feet into hands, hands to feet. Lift your knees off the floor. Feel free to rock forward and back, or be still. Sometimes just your breath will rock you. Rest. Feel free to take your forehead to your hands. Roll onto your right side. And then take your legs straight. You can always do the bent knee variation, totally fine. And then take your right arm straight out in front to the right. Then bend your right elbow to place your head into your right hand. Push down through your right elbow, your right hip, and your outer right foot. And then squeeze your legs in. Keep your chin away from your chest. You could stay here or drape your left arm along your left side. Endless pose variation. Stay working here or place your left hand back to the floor. Bend your left knee, point it toward the ceiling. And then grab your left foot with your left hand, fingers around your left big toe, thumb wraps around the fingernails. Kick foot in a hand, hand in a foot, slowly straighten your leg. Then as you straighten your leg, you can pull your foot closer to you, but push your thigh away from your face. Good. Slowly lower your leg. Switch sides, roll onto your left hip. Take your legs straight, your left arm straight, everything in one line. And then bend your elbow. Place your head into your left hand. Push down through your left elbow, your left hip, your outer left foot. Lift your chin. Stay here. Or take your right arm along your right side. One side will be harder than the other. Stay here, place your right hand back to the floor, bend your right knee, point your right knee up. You can stay here, grab your right foot with your first two fingers and thumb, push foot into hand, hand into foot, work your leg towards straight, go slow, push your thigh away from your face as you take your foot closer to your head. And gently bend your knee, lower your leg. Great. Roll onto your back. Cross your right ankle on top of your left knee. Sukhi Randrasana. Needle's eye, pull your legs closer towards you. Interlace your fingers around left thigh or shin. And draw your legs in closely towards your torso. Feel free to rock side to side on the right side of your back. Just take some slow, deep breaths. All right, from here we're going into, I want to say it's Tibetan weaponry 1, but it's one of the Tibetan weaponries. So grab your right big toe with your first two fingers and thumb. Lean onto your right thigh and separate your right ankle from your knee. Take your left hand outside your left shin and grab your left ankle or the top of your left foot. Pull your left heel close to your left hip and then flip your left knee so your knee points to the wall opposite your head. Now you might just be able to get this far and hold here. Otherwise, you can try to scooch down a little bit so that your top of your foot comes all the way down to the floor. And you can flip your left hand to your outer left ankle and pull yourself down. Your knee may or may not come all the way to the floor. You can stay here, or if you feel willing or able, extend your right leg off to the right. Gives a big hip flexor stretch on the left side. In order to come out, lean to your right hip and bend your knees, pull your knees toward you, and then roll back to center, hips to center, and then cross your left ankle on top of your right knee. Pull your legs towards you, interlace fingers around your right thigh or shin, and then pull your legs in a little more deeply. Feel free to rock side to side on the left side of your back. Tibetan weaponry. Grab your left big toe, lean onto your left thigh. Take your right hand to your outer right shin or top of your foot, and then try to flip your right knee to the floor, and then maybe scooch down a little bit. Maybe get your whole top of foot down and then pull yourself down. Maybe extend your left leg off to the left. Push through your right leg, reach through your left leg, and through the top of your head. Slowly bend your knees, come out. All right, roll to your side, sit up. We're gonna do an arm balance. Got you all sleepy, and now we're gonna do something hard. So we're gonna do Ekapada Kudanyasana 2. Yes, 2. It's the one where you take your arm under your leg. So go ahead and step your right leg back, left leg forward. Then take your left shoulder underneath your left leg. We've done a lot of hip flexor opening to access this pose here. So you can stay here, step your back foot in a step. Lift up your left heel, but squeeze your left inner thigh in toward your left shoulder. Now lean forward a little bit so your weight shifts into your hands. Keep squeezing your left leg into your left arm, and maybe straighten your left leg out to the left. Stay here, do chaturanga arms, pull your body weight forward, wrists under your hips, and then maybe lift your back leg off the floor. And slowly come out. Try the other side. Take your right leg forward, left leg back. Right arm under your right leg. And then from here, squeeze your leg in. Lift your right heel as you shift your weight forward. And from here, squeeze your right leg in. Maybe right leg straight. Stay here or pull your body weight forward. Lower down, lift your back leg. Slowly come out. Do a down dog. And then child's pose. Knees wide, big toes together. Or you can do knees together, arms by your legs and drop your head to the floor. Lift your chin, place hands on the floor, slowly come back up. Just gonna check my mic real quick. Okay, we're good. All right, turn to your right for turn child's pose, and then walk your hands to your right. Drop your left shoulder toward the floor, and then drop your left ear toward your left arm. You could stay here or take your right hand on top of your left arm and then let your right forearm come to the floor and just be here. You can either stay here or come into revolved child's pose from here. You'll just hop your right hand over your left hand, lift up your hips, place your left back of your hand to the floor, left shoulder somewhere in front of your legs. You can separate your knees if they're too close together, and then walk your right hand forward into your left. Push through your right arm, pull with your left arm, pull your right armpit away from your face, squeeze your shoulder blades toward each other. Walk your right hand back. Slowly lower your hips and untwist. And then walk your hands over to the left. Drop your right side toward the floor, left side toward the ceiling. Maybe take your left palm to your right arm and let your left forearm rest on the floor. Feel free to stay here, come into the revolved variation, point your right palm up, hop your left hand over your right arm, lift your hips, keep twisting, maybe walk your left hand forward into your right. Breathe here. Walk your left hand back, drop your hips, slowly come out. Swing your legs out in front of you. Pachimotanasana, forward fold. Make sure your knees point straight up. Feel free to have legs hip distance or together. Either bend your knees, you can wrap your arms under your legs or place something under there, or just bend them. Or straighten your legs as long as you got ribs close to thighs. And fold face toward your shins. You can do inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold as many times as you need or want. We'll be here for about a minute. Inhale, slowly lengthen your spine and sit back up. Slide your hips forward a little bit. Couch pose, take your legs out straight. Take your fingertips underneath your bottom and then lower down onto your elbows and just wiggle your elbows to where you feel like they're supporting you. Push down through your palms, wrists, elbows, and lift your chest. Push down through your hips and then lift your chin, maybe curl your head back. Lower your chest first. Lift your head. Push your hands back down to lift your torso back up. And then take your legs wide on your mat. Upavishta Konasana. And take your knees, make sure your knees, toes point up. And take your torso forward to whatever capacity. Feel free to instead, you can lean back on your hands to keep your lower back lifting in and up. Always feel free to sit up on a prop so that it helps neutralize your pelvis. And breathe here. Next inhale, lengthen your spine. Slowly sit up. Use your hands under your knees to pull your legs in. And then take your right shin on top of your left shin or right shin in front of left shin, knees on top of feet. If you're doing shin on top of shin, just make sure your ankles and your knees are what are touching, not your edges of your feet and your knees. Then push through your big toe edges. Push through your pinky toe edges of your feet into the floor or toward the floor. Feel free to stay upright or fold over your legs, Agni Stambhasana, fire logs. Feel free to walk your hands forward or keep hands on feet or do whatever feels best for you as you fold. Next inhale, lengthen your spine, sit up. Switch your legs. And whenever you feel ready, fold forward. Next inhale, lengthen your spine. Slowly sit up. Take your legs forward again. This time you have the option to either do forward fold again or you can do upward facing. Take your legs straight up and hold, rooting down through your hips, lengthening through the top of your head. Breathe. If you'd like, you can even attempt to grab the outer edges of your feet, widen your elbows to the side, and try to take face toward shins, shins toward face. Bend your knees, lower your feet, lie back. Happy baby. Grab your outer feet with your hands, push feet and hands into each other, rock side to side. Whenever you feel ready, feel free to either take your arms around your legs for a few breaths or go right into Shavasana. Resting either on your back, belly, side, or legs up the wall, or seated. Deepen and lengthen your breath. Bring gentle movements back into your body. Gently bend your knees, roll to one side. And using your arms, press yourself back to seated. We work from the periphery to the core. The material body has a practical reality that is accessible here and now, and we can do something with it. However, we must not forget that the innermost part of our being is also trying to help us. It wants to come out to the surface and express itself. Feel free to join your palms in front of your heart. We'll finish with one last Om. Take a full breath in. Exhale completely. Inhale again. Feel free to place your hands over your heart. Bowing your head into your heart, take a moment to honor yourself, each other, this practice, and anyone or anything else. Whenever you're ready, gently lift your head and open your eyes. Thank you all so much for coming, as always.